What's up, goobers? Yeah. Still feeling a little bit under the weather right now, so just like last stream, this stream will be slower paced than usual. Probably gonna have to take a few more breaks here and then. I don't know what's going on, but I think I know what might be going on, because, like, I don't know, I'll just have, like, random, like, 15-minute periods of, like, my chest feeling tight and, like, a bit of back pain, and then it goes away, but, like, whenever it does happen, it's like, I just want to lay down and not do anything. So, yeah, once again, not gonna be using the hip tracker today, just gonna be sitting in my really nice steel case chair, I guess, as much as I can, which I can't use the hip tracking at the same time for, so, yeah. Well, anyway, let's see. Yeah, right now it's achy right now, so I'm just like, Wah! Woo! Let's put the camera on something more interesting. Let's go to the, not that, let's look at the, workbench view, I guess. There's the water dispenser. Should be online. Let's test it out. Let me go send a thingy through, Twitch first. Exclamation point hydrate. Cool, and we dispense some water, and unlike last time or the other times, this actually works, like, right away, because we moved everything from the breadboard to perf board, so it's, like, permanently soldered, and stuff does not just magically unplug itself now. So, yeah, that's great. Let's try it out on YouTube. I fixed the, YouTube proxy thingy, so, hopefully we should be getting, water dispensing from YouTube now. Hydrate. And this takes, like, this has, like, about a 30-second or so delay, because it can't spam pulling the YouTube chat, or else the API gets mad at me. Oh, I forgot to send out my going live notifications. Let me go do that. Oh, and the water dispensing works. Okay. Twitch TV/Pearl Gray Skies. Okay, we are live right now. I know why I said we. I'm gonna say, okay, I am live right now. Drag and drop the silly thumbnail at live ping. Okay, cool. And, what else? Alright. That should work for now. This is gonna be a pretty chill stream anyway. Okay. So, this is a thingy that we want to hook up today. Just a prototype. It's pretty ugly, but it's gonna work. We have 2 knobs, and we have 3 buttons. Nothing's wired up right now. We're gonna do that right now. We also have a screen so that we can get back information without having, like, serial debug it. And, yeah. So, I have to remember what these things are for. I think that one of these knobs was for cooldown time, the other knob was for how much it fills up the water each time we dispense. And then these buttons, one of them changes mode from, like, normal mode to, like, overflow mode to, like, test mode. I think another one is supposed to just dispense water whenever it's pushed. And then I think that there's one more button that doesn't do anything yet that I wanted to reserve just for, like, if we think of anything. without having to, like, completely reprint and rewire everything. So, yeah, that's a thingy. Oh, and, one of the problems that we had last stream is I couldn't find the nuts to secure the knobs on, and, well, now you see all of these nuts are here, which means that we found the nuts for them. So, yeah, these potentiometers, I'm actually not sure if these are linear or, like, have some kind of curve. We'll have to figure that out. If they do have a curve, then we can just uncurve it, I guess, with some math. And this thing's meant to mount up here-ish. If you can see that. But, yeah. Hi, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Alright, so... Let's see. Oh, I did not get that tripod stand printed out that we designed at the end of last time, just because I don't think I was too happy with the design. It just didn't really seem right, so I'm gonna redesign that maybe at the end of the stream or so. It's gonna take like 3 hours to print though, so we're not gonna be printing it during the stream. But yeah, okay. I guess first things, we need to get the interfaces set up. I think, yeah, so we need to get the, what do we need? We need, to get the screen, 2 knobs, and the, buttons set up. So, let's go back to, that one view on the iPad. There we go. Okay, did I show anything sensitive on that YouTube config panel? I did not. We're good. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so, let's see, schematic time. We're gonna have, switch here, switch here, switch here, and then what does the symbol for potentiometer look like? Potentiometer symbol. What? Okay, so it's like a resistor, but there's like an arrow pointing to it. I'm just trying to figure out what each of those legs actually means, though. Okay, here's a good diagram. Okay, so wiper is gonna be the... Okay, that makes more sense. Alright, so, we have 3 switches. We have, potentiometers. And, okay, so, whatever points there is output. Oop. Some line got there that I did not intend to draw. Alright, and I believe that the buttons on these things are pull up. Let me look that up. ESP32S3, pull up versus pull down. Apparently you want to use pull up because the reference for, like, ground is more accurate than the reference for, what's it called? For the voltage high. So, yeah, I guess all of these will be connected to ground. Hi, thanks for tuning in! Right now we are defining the schematic for the control panel thing. I guess this also goes to ground, and that also goes to ground, and then this goes to some GPIO pin. And I guess this also goes to some GPIO pins. And then this goes to power rail. And then on top of that, we have the screen, which I think has only 4 pins on it. 2 of them are going to be power and ground for sure. I think it's just... I forgot if it's pronounced I2C or I2C, because I don't really talk about this stuff to like other engineers very often. I usually just write it or type it, so sometimes I don't know what's actually pronounced like. But yeah, it's gonna be the, I think SSD 1103, is that the right number for it? What kind of screen are you? That's not the right number. Oh, I was real close. SSD 1306. And the one that I have is going to be, I think I2C is how it's pronounced. Let me just confirm. Oh, the pinouts on the top also anyway of these things. It's just that I already mounted it, so I didn't know where it was. But yeah, okay. So in addition to that, we're gonna have the screen, which I don't even know what that looks like on here. I'm just gonna make it a thing here. Okay, so we have ground, we have voltage, and then we have 2 things going to more GPIO stuff. Okay. So overall, if we can combine those pins together so that we don't have like a single one for every single like ground and power thing, then we have just 1 power, 2, and then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're looking at like a 9-pin cable thing going on. That's not bad. Is that correct math? You have 7 GPIOs and 2 power. Yeah, that looks correct to me. All right. And so I don't want to wire this up. Okay, so first I'm gonna just unplug this right now because we're gonna be messing with some stuff, and I want to mount this up to the top thingy. Not sure if I want to use whatever that is, the 2020 extrusion, just because it's conductive, I guess, and I don't want to short stuff out on that. But I do want that to rest up there, though. And let me go plug that guy back in. VCC. Okay. Is on that side. And then, oh gosh, that's like a big mess. Keep them together. Oh, that was the wrong side, anyway. Should replace that with, like, the 4-pin wide thingy. That's okay. Okay, so this one we want power facing us. Oop. Let's wrap that around up here. And then I'm gonna want to lengthen the RGB LEDs. But yeah. see. You know, let's actually just 3D print and mount this guy. And does it have to be up against that, or can we have it flat? Let's just have it flat. That's gonna be faster and easier to print and easier to design. Alright, Fusion 360. And I don't want to unplug and move that board, so I'm gonna just grab another one, bring it with me to the desk to just measure locally. Is locally the right word for it? I don't think it is in this context. Oh wow, this thing only came with 2 big boy boards. Huh. That's okay. But yeah, I got another one of these that is the same size as this, so I'll just be referencing off of that now. Alright. Yeah, and I'll go plug the water thingy back in anyway, so y'all can call it if you want to. And also drink this water. Okay. Looks like we're calibrated now. It's not turning green. Let's restart it. Yeah, I'll have to debug what's going on there, because initialization's not the most reliable right now. Is this not plugged in correctly or something? Maybe the weight's just not calibrated correctly. What if we put on a bit more weight on here? Okay, let's just try again. Because it was working just a while ago. There we go. Okay. Now, let me go move it back to workbench view. Let's call hydrate on Twitch though. There we go. Okay. So, let's see, is the have Z screen gonna do what we want to do right now? Yeah, well, that'll work. Cool. Okay, well, you can see the hydration thing while I work in CAD. Let me go measure this perf board. While my mocap goes nuts once again. Okay, so 70 millimeters by 90 millimeters. And then the holes are M3, 3 millimeter. And they're 65 by 84, 65 by 83 millimeters. Yeah, I know why my hair keeps doing that. know, it might be when I lean back like this-ish. Okay, let me lower the desk. That might change my posture so that I don't trigger that so much. Why is that construction? Okay, I did not have his numbers memorized, so, and because this is, like, not load-bearing, we're just gonna... Thank you! Since this is not load-bearing, we're just gonna, just directly thread some screws into it. I can't find any plastics anyway. Okay, so that's 65. And it's 83.5. Kind of a specific number, but okay. And then make this outline a little larger than the actual board, just so that we get a bit of padding for the holes. Yeah, I can just make it like 2 millimeters bigger. That should be fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's extrude that, like... Or should work. And then... let's see. I want to do this. You know, I think it's actually gonna be safest if we have like a little fin that sticks out. And we can just like side mount stuff instead of like having to go at the going through it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Just centerline that. Let's make you 4. Let's make you 10. Let's try this out 20. Okay, I still don't know why my mocap's doing. I'm just gonna turn off hair physics until I figure this out in the next build. Let's make you 10. Make you 10. And make all the holes 5.5. Okay. And then extrude that out. Okay, cool. Oh wait, we're probably gonna need like... You know, actually, I don't want to do that. Because we need it to stick out a bit anyway. So... Because there's, like, soldering blobs and whatever on the other side, so... Have to account for that, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna try and experiment. What if I disable the feet tracking and the hand tracking for now and see if that, if we still get weird hair stuff if we're only doing head tracking. Okay. And then we need this to stick out a little bit. And let me check. check. Do I have anything going all the way to the edge? Kind of do. It's not that bad. Yeah, we can live with that. It's not even conductive. Okay. Equal. Set this to like maybe just 2.4 millimeters. And then let's have this all. I'm gonna turn those trackers back on anyway. If they're not actually disabling it, it's not actually fixing anything. Let's make this go up like, I don't know, maybe 8 or so. That should help us dodge the heads of the mounting screws and the soldering blobs. Okay. I seriously don't know why my hair keeps doing this. It's like getting worse every day too. Let's fill up this just to make it look a little nicer. Yeah, that works. Okay. Cool, let's get this 3D printed. Load some filament. Where did my roll of gray PETG go? It's my most reliable kind of scrap roll right now. If I make it green like a PCB though, then that's kind of funny. Yeah. Let's use the bamboo included green for this. Because I don't want to waste time finding that PETG. Okay. This stuff does not look like it's gonna be cracking on me anytime soon inside the tubes, which is very annoying. So we dealt with that last stream. Okay. Oh, that's the perfect orientation already. And this does not need to be very strong. 40 minutes. That works for me. I'm trying to think of what's possibly obscuring stuff or causing weird reflection issues in my office that could be causing the head tracking weirdness. I'm gonna move a couple things out of the way. Okay, that might help. Okay, let's get back to printing. It does not help. Alright. This is just bamboo PLA. And it's green. How long are you going to take to print? 30 minutes, that's pretty good. Yeah? And it does not need to be very smooth at all. Do we save any time if we add some pockets? Actually, no, I don't want to do that because this thing can also be a bit of a splash screen. Okay. Yeah, let's just print that. You don't need to think too hard about this. Well, shit. Why does it say it's done? What is HMS? I've never seen that before. Okay, I already did that. Okay, we'll just turn it off and back on. Okay. Ooh, I forgot there's still some stuff on the print bed that I need to take off. That was close. get down. Alright, we can print that now. Yeah, that's a good point, is that it definitely would have taken more time overthinking it instead of just getting the print started. Okay, yeah. Let's see. JJ! My cat is here. Let me see if I can, move the camera so they can see him. JJ. There he is, JJ. You can see him, right? Yeah. Okay. So in the meantime, while we get this thing printing, let's wire up this stuff here. I'm trying to think, like, if we even need like a PCB here, or if we can just like kind of free wire it or something. And let me go get the hot glue gun out also, just because I have a feeling that we're going to want to use that. And we are also going to want to 3D print some knobs too, but that's not super critical right now. Okay, here's hot glue gun. Where's a free port? Here. Okay. Hot glue gun is warming up now. Let me recenter this here. So we can go ground all the way here, and then I just need to check what the pinouts are for these potentiometers, but I can guess that we can just put ground all the way on the sides. And then it can meet up with this guy here. And then we can just wire the voltage stuff from here to here to here. And then GPIO, GPIO, I think the middle is going to be GPIO. And then each of these ends is going to be GPIO. So we don't need a PCB for this. We can just kind of like free wire it, I guess. And then if this is mounted, oh, we're actually going to want to mount it, or wire it down instead of up. If this is going to be mounted here-ish, I guess. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Pretty easy. Okay. Yeah, let me just check the data sheet on that and make sure that it will do what I want to do. I don't know if my printer is doing what it should be doing. It's like just kind of endlessly spinning right now. My cat is literally, oh no. Is it really actually tangled? Ugh, it's annoying. It is not actually tangled. I don't know why it's pissed. JJ, I know it looks like a toy, but you shouldn't play with that right now. He's playing with the end of the filament that I'm unspooling and checking if it's tangled, and it's not tangled, so I don't know why it's getting pissed at that. Okay, let's put in like AMS slot 1. Maybe that'll be better. PLA basic. Green. Cancel that, because it doesn't like resuming prints very well. Slice plate. Print plate. Let's try that. Oh, I haven't messed with variable layer height. I should try that out. Okay, let's look at the data sheet on that potentiometer. BI092N2C. Yeah, that's not the same. Am I reading it correctly? Oh, you know, I think I know what's going on. I think I forgot to... Okay, I see what's going on. I just forgot to connect the tube on the AMS. Okay. Well, that's an easy problem to solve. Just need to pull out the filament. So I have to unplug it first. That is a lot of filament that it unspooled. And it's also pulling out kind of slowly. Okay. Third time's a charm. Plug that back in. See if this actually does the thing it's supposed to do. And I think the printer's off. Turn it back on. Okay. Printer is not back on, it's unplugged. Okay. Printer's back on. Okay. All right. So what was I doing? I think I was looking up the pinouts on this. I don't want to assume that the middle pin is always going to be the wiper, even if it probably is going to be the wiper. Oh, 92. N2C. If I just search for that itself. I mean, that looks really similar, but we can also just test this out manually. That's a sound. I have actually never had this many issues with the Bamboo before. So this is really weird. Well, it's not spinning out an error yet. Maybe it's just like recalibrating or something. But anyway, yeah, let's try to characterize the potentiometer, I guess. Is there an easy way to do this? Okay. So if we go across there, we get 10K. If we go from there to the middle, you get 9K. And let's wiggle this around a bit just to see if how much the value changes. $3.5K, and I think I might be able to one-hand this, and then turn it with the other knob, or turn it with my other hand. Can I do this? I can. Okay, let's... Okay, yeah. So, that assumption is correct. The middle is the wiper. Alright, cool. So... I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do this. Oop. Go get some wire. Do I have 10 different colors of this? I might actually. 2, 3, 4. Actually, those two are too similar. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I have 9 different colors of this wire. And we're gonna use all 9. I just dropped one of them, so we have 8 colors. Ugh. Okay, we have 9 colors again. So we're gonna do some jank. How do I want to do this? Oh, and this is hot now, so we can secure it. know, I'm gonna make my life easier, and I'm gonna use a leaded solder and just make sure that I actually wash my hands before touching water stuff. Because I have been struggling with the unleaded solder for way too long over these streams, just to keep it like super duper food safe, I guess. But I'm not selling this. It's my personal risk if I get lead poisoning somehow from this, which I don't think I will. Yeah, let's flex this. Actually, no, I don't want to tin everything. I want to tin most of it, though. Alright. Got to turn the fan on. That's full crud. Big ass blob. Okay. So let's just get all the grounds wired up first. Let me go find the pinout again. Is this thing actually printing? It is actually printing. Okay, actually I just want to go grab maybe another screen physically, just in case for some reason the one I have has a different pinout, I guess. Where is it? Where did I put them? My little bag of screens. Here. Okay, VCC, ground, STL, SDA. Okay, it's a good thing I checked because this has a different pinout, so we don't want to use this one. Not you. Nor you. Okay, so ground is going to be that one then. I wonder if I want to be clever with this. Just want to play it safe. Do a combination of the two. Let's see if this idea that I'm thinking of will work or if it's stupid. a feeling this is gonna be in, like, stupid but it works territory. That is, like, barely not long enough. Unless... Okay, I got it, like, barely long enough for this. Okay, I think this is kind of stupid, but it'll still work. So I want it so that you get a second one. And wow, yeah, this is, I'm like cutting it close on these like wire lengths. It's not great. It is toasty, but it works. Oh, that's like... I made everything like barely too short here. Yeah, let's be a little more generous on the wire lengths. Okay. Let's solder you in. Yeah, just note for everyone watching, don't use this as a good example for how to wire stuff because it's really jank. But at least it should all work. Crimp that. Well, that's not a crimp, that's just pinching it together. And I think that at the end I want, like, maybe 6 inches, 150-ish millimeters of slack, I guess. Actually, no, let's go a little longer. Let's go with, like, maybe a foot-ish. Oop. Oh wait, what if we just twist those together and then insert that? It's probably way smarter to do it that way. Yeah. I like that more. Okay. Cool. That was like the hardest part because we gotta do all of those, but now we just need to get VCC just down to those 3. Okay. Let's be generous with the slack this time. That and that. Yeah, that can work. Twisty, twisty, twist. Okay, that feels pretty secure. Okay. And finally, I think that one goes to here. Just double check. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's not the strongest, but it should work. I mean, just like hot glue over that just to shitty insulate it. Okay, so now we just need GPIO, 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 and 2 GPIOs. So it probably is easier just to do it by color of the button. So we're gonna need blue and white for that. And then let's see. Yeah, let's make the bottom one purple. Since we're already using black for ground. So purple. Okay, purple. Next one is white. We'll just move these out of the way as we go, because they're in the way. Farted. Okay. Blue. Okay. So, top knob and bottom knob. Let's go for like kind of higher contrasting colors. Let's go orange and green, I guess. Okay. Put green out of the way. Also take this red and put it out of the way. This one is just kind of a little tricky because of all the things going on next to it. And it'd also probably be smart to put some heat shrink on that too. Or just a big blob of hot glue, because that's easy. Okay, let's do this one, plus a few more inches. We have 6 minutes left on the print. Where do my tweezers go here? Make sure that's not touching. Okay, and then last two are just the screen GPIO pins. So we'll use pink and yellow, I guess. That's like some strawberry lemonade colors. Use the same length for yellow. And then after that, some continuity sanity checks. And some heat shrink where we can fit it. Okay, let's tin these. Or no, we don't even have to do that. Because we're not stretched out like we are on those other ones here. It is frayed out. Let's snip off a bit more and twist it better. Okay. And then finally that pink. Did I cut the pink one already? I did. And 3 minutes left on the print. Wow, right on time. Oops. Do not want to pull that out. Little sus. It should work though. Okay, you know, it actually would have been easier if I just like desoldered that. Why did I not think about desoldering those pins? But anyway, we did it. And you know, I just want to hot glue those shut instead of like. Well, no, we should do continuity test first. Okay, let's get all that wire out of the way. Drinky drink. Okay. Continuity check. And let's strip the ends of all those wires too. Got like a lot. Where are my wire strippers there? We got 9 wires. Although the ones we really need to test out are just going to be the voltage ones, because those hop across everything. So this should beep whenever it shorts, which is good. We want it to short in this test. Okay, so we're good on ground. Well, power. And let's make sure that power doesn't short to those other ones. Power does not short to here. Power's not short in green. And let's make sure that ground doesn't short to those two. We are shorting from... Wait, are we? Oh, it's because it's, like, spun all the way. So, of course it would. Now it doesn't. Okay, that actually is a good test case also for the potentiometers. Okay, and that's good. And then let's just make sure that these guys are not touching at all. Nope. Nope. And nope. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We can just goon over all of this with, some hot glue. Okay. A bit more gooning. Gooning all over the place. Alright. That was a bit tedious. But, okay. So, we did those checks, and we can test if our perf board is going to be good on the, that thingy that we just made, whatever it is. Let's mount it to the back of the thingy. And let me go wash my hands first, because I've been touching that leaded solder. Alright, I'm back. Let's take this off. And let's dry my hands a bit better. And then unplug stuff. Okay. Let's unplug you. I need like a better way to manage all my spools of wire. Okay, okay. So let's take off that. Some good old 2020 mounting. Makes things super easy and fast for prototyping. That's why I like it. Okay, I need one more screw of that size. Is this big enough? Yeah, it is. I'm going to cover that with electrical tape, the bolt heads, after tightening it, just to absolutely reduce the risk of a short from things like solder blobs touching the head. Okay. Let's line those and shove that in to here. I guess while we're waiting for this, we can also get some test prints started for the knobs. But yeah, that's the thing. Cool. And then this will just hang out like up here, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. But we're not going to mount it now because we need to wire this up. Okay. So, I'll turn it back on. Wait, no I won't, because we actually need to work on the board a bit. Okay, let's unplug stuff from here, although let me go tape that a bit. Okay, we can unplug you. Tape you for together because I'm lazy and I don't want to find and whatever you call shoving the crimpy pins into the connecting housing. Unplug you also. And, you know, for good measure, let's also unplug you. Okay, so I think the obvious spot to put the UI connection is here, because there's lots of space. Let's see if we have a thing even wide enough for that. I don't think we actually have a 10 pin. We might, though. If we did, that'd be poggers. Okay, how many pins are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and oh my god, that's exactly 9 pins. Okay. I won't complain about that. That makes life easier. Exactly 9 pins. Okay, let me just make sure I'm counting correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 pins. That's exactly what we want. I thought that we're gonna have to, like, use a 10 pin and just skip one of the holes, but no, we can use all 9. We can just use 9 pins on that. But first, let me get the test print going for the knobs. We're gonna make them slip over this thing, because I don't think I have any, like, pre-made knobs. But I don't know what the hole should actually be. So, alright, so this is about 6-ish millimeters. 5.9, so we're gonna start at 5.8 and go up 0.5. Up till maybe like 6.5 or so. So that would be 5.8, 5.85, 5.9, 5.95, 6, 6.05, 6.1, 6.15, 6.2, 6.25, 6.3, 6.35, 6.4, 6.45, and 6.5. There's probably a way to do this in like SCAD that I should probably really learn, but I'm not gonna learn that right now. Did I skip one? Eight, 8, 5, 9. I did skip one. Okay. And let's separate all these by like 10, I guess. Yeah, I think I should have used the pattern tool for a bunch of points for the centers of the circles, but I'm not sure how to do that with, like, increasing sizes of the circle sizes. But I feel like for something that's, like, super duper parametric like this, that, like, SCAD is probably the actual way to go with it. And then just a little notch for here. Let's make that more like 14. Yeah. And then we can see which hole size is the best for these knobs. Okay. Minutes, not bad. Okay. Getting that printed out, and then let's add the connector for this and crimp everything, I guess. So I think I'm just gonna get like a little zip tie. I think I have some just laying around here, maybe. I do. Just a little bit of slack so that we don't have to accidentally pull anything out. And then let's actually get all of these like at the same length. Almost at the same length, but not quite. Okay, I think that's everything. Stripped. Yeah. Okay. I need to lay back down a little bit on this chair, so I'm going to be out of view of the camera for a bit. But I am currently crimping, well, twisting right now, and then I'm going to be crimping the connectors on here. And then we just need to put the other connector on the PCB, and then hook that up to the GPIO and whatever, and then we can actually start programming the interface. Alright, almost done twisting everything. Okay. Everything is twisty-twisted. Let's get these things out and crimp, which, again, I'm gonna do kind of off camera, because my back hurts right now, and I just want to lay back in a chair. Make sure we get the correct size ones instead of the JST PH ones. We want the XH ones. Okay. Doop, 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 doop. I think I got the correct ones out. Oh, no. Actually got a bunch out at the same time. I should probably separate these. But it's okay for now. Oh no, this is one long-ass strand. Okay. So... 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Another big sip. Okay. I think the order that we're gonna have the pins will just be in order of it, like, sequentially from the top to the bottom. I don't think we have to, like, overthink that. Okay, we have 1 out of 9 crimps done. Okay. Now we have half. Oop. It slipped out awkwardly. Okay, now we have 2 out of 9 crimps done. Okay. Now we have 3 out of 9 crimps done. Now we have 4 out of 9 crimps. Doop, doop, doop. 5 out of 9. Something did a weird thing. Whatever. Okay. Let me go actually show the print so that y'all can actually watch something more interesting than me just saying how many crimps are done. Okay, that is 6 out of 9. Oop, that went sideways. Literally sideways. Retwist that. Seven out of 9. Eight out of 9. And finally, that twisted. Got 9 out of 9. Okay, so the thing I was doing that I wasn't showing was, adding these to the ends of these wires with this tool. And now we can slip it onto a connector. Where did I have a connector? I pulled one out somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so the order I want to go is by order from like top to bottom here. And then we're also going to start off with ground and power. So, ground, and then power. And then I think purple substitutes for this black here. And then we got white. Y'all can see that, right? Yeah. Got white, blue, green, orange, and then strawberry lemonade for pink and yellow. And those look like that they're all inserted now. Just do a little tug test on them all to make sure that nothing is loose. That's pretty good. Cool, we have interface for the thing, and that just snaps on to here, which it is directional. I forgot the word for it actually is, but like you can't, it's irreversible. You can't plug it in the other way by accident. Well, it's having a bit of a hard time plugging in, probably because like there's a bunch of, we may have trimmed it a little wrong, so we might have to like finagle it a bit with a little tiny fine sharp point. That guy might work. Okay. Now does this actually go on? Yeah, it goes on. Cool. Sweet. And then we can find a nice spot on the breadboard for that, and then last thing I need to do is just after we connect this in, we need to connect these guys to different pins on here, and I don't think we need any passives because we have pull-up / pull-down resistors as options built into the board, which makes things nice and easy. But yeah, okay. So let's take this off. Can I take it off? Hope I can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's just slap that guy right up here. Nice and easy. Let me fix that a little bit and then just kind of tack the end to. 5 minutes on the print, not bad. Although, let's be a bit smarter about clamping that down. Oh shit, it's dirty as hell. Okay. Nice and flush. Okay, we can properly seat this in now, and I need to figure out replacements for those little tips that are just gone off of the OmniFixo. Should probably move the fan in closer. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Is this even in view? That's not in view. Let's get you in view. Alright. All 9 pins are in. Sweet. So, let's see. If this goes here, that means that the one that's closest to this thingy is going to be ground, and then the second one is going to be going to power. So this is the ground rail, this is the power rail. So let's go route those over. Let's start with the power rail because it's like literally right there. Okay, so just a sanity check again. I might just keep this plugged in just so we can keep the reference. It's not that hard to keep it in there. Okay, so power should be this one here. Let's get you clamped in. Tweezers. Okay. And flush cutters. Yeah. Oh no, that bridged. Still bridging. Ah. Okay. I think that's good now. Alright, let's get the ground over now. And we don't have as much variety in solid core colors, so I think that the way I'm gonna do it then is just gonna be like just by like type, so screen and potentiometer and button. But yeah, let's get this ground guy here. Loop, loop, loop. Okay. I think the print's done. Print is... yeah, it's done. Alright, so let's take a break from this wiring just because the order of operations, we want the print to always be done in parallel to an actual task instead of having some like dead time. Alright, let's get this off of the thing. Crack that off. Got that. Alright, so we want to figure out which hole size fits this guy, these the best, so yeah, too small, too small. That's pretty decent fit. Can we go with number 4 then? Number 4 is a really, really good fit. I don't want to put too much stress on the knobs because, like, that can make potentiometers just get kind of nasty. Let's go with the 4th hole size then. 4th or 5th? Honestly, even the 6th one's pretty... let's go with 5th. You don't want to, like, stress it out too much. Okay. So the 5th hole size is exactly 6 millimeters. Just make like a super duper basic ass knob. So 6 millimeters. And then the maximum, well, we don't actually want to do maximum because we want it to be like something that we can actually pinch. We can probably do like maybe 10, 11 millimeter knob. Let's do 12, let's do 12. And, you know, I actually kind of want to do a multicolor print, because I don't get to do those very often. Alright, so how deep should this be? Let's go with 15 millimeters. Let's make that like, notice 2. Let's add a tiny chamfer here for like maybe 1. Let's add like a little bit of a lip here just to make printing a bit easier. 2. Let's have you go up maybe like -2. Yeah, sure. That works for me. Chamfer that 2. And then let's go add the knob indicator. center to center slot. Yeah, that'll work. Two? Yeah, two. Let's make that one join. And let's make this one up here go up one. Yeah, that looks like a knob to me. Let's do it. Or wait, no. Do I want to do it like that? No, actually I think I want it to be an indent. Make that like 2. Okay. Just some vibes-based modeling. -12. That should work. Cool, let's pop that into Bamboo Studio. We got some other color of PLA. What do we have? We have blue, we have clear, we have a little tiny amount of black. Let's do that since it's so little remaining. Let's see. We have clear, we have purple, pink. What do I want to use? Let's use pink because it's a bright color, I guess. So that'll contrast nice with the, yeah. Let's let some pink in there. Alright, cool. So pink in 2 and black in 3. And it's just basic generic PLA. Okay. Let's make it black with pink. And let's paint the interior bits here pink. What the hell? A whole... What? Okay, let's not do that, actually. We can just use a Sharpie. Because that's wasteful as hell, time-wise, and, whatever. Plus, this isn't, like, even the final print. This is just, like, prototyping. And I don't think we need any supports there. Yeah, we'll just Sharpie the line in. Alright, let's do that. Cool. Alright, let's get back to wiring this up. Okay, so... we still need to get... Oh no, I forgot to trim that. Okay. So we need to get this ground over to here. It's pretty easy, not bad. This back a bit. Okay. I don't think that's actually connected. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so you have power going to all of that now. Alright, so the next ones, purple, white, and blue are buttons. Button, let's make button blue. Let's make knob or potentiometer, I know, white. And let's make screen yellow, I guess. So this is pretty easy. We just need to jump from here to like some pins over here, I guess. Let me just sanity check the pin out of the ESP32S3. ESP32S3 pin out. Yeah, those should all be fine. Although, let me see, pins 8 and 9, we should reserve that though, I guess. I just hope I didn't actually use them ready, have I? Pins 8, 8 is back there, and I don't think it's used yet. Pin 9 has been used though. We need to change that to some other pin. Okay, so let's reroute pin 9, which is currently used to turn on the pump. Oh, let's move you to, pin 46. I need to do some fancy tweezering here. That was not too bad. I think it's easier if I just do that right now and then fold that a little later. Just make sure it's not shorting something else. Okay. Cool. Let's try pulling out that old one there. Bridging. I've lost another little tip of the OmniFixo clips. I wonder if they sell like replacement ones instead of me just using heat shrink wrap. But that did not work because this little pin is still stuck in there. Okay, cool. We need to get the desoldering gun out though. And we might as well clean up all those little holes that we accidentally clogged up, I guess. Alexa, set soldering gun timer for 90 seconds. And is the printer on now? Printer's unhappy. Okay. Let's fix this. Alright, what's going on? Okay, yeah. That pink filament is also crunchy. So let's not use it at all, and let's just use that green stuff. I mean, honestly, that filament is literally, I think, 8 years old now, so... Even I've tried to dry it out. I know, I don't think I dried it out enough. Okay. We'll just do green. Everything else is green. It'll be fine. They're just prototypes. And with that, I'm gonna go pee real quick. Alexa, stop. I'm back. Not sure if my mocap is back. Okay, my mocap is back. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we were desoldering some stuff. Okay. Let's desolder some holes that are on here. Make sure that's in view. Okay, cool. Not quite. Yeah, that's clean enough. Are there more holes in here? This guy. Okay. I think this one also. Yeah. In here. That didn't quite work. This one here. That worked. Okay, let's try again here. No, still kind of stubborn. Okay. Fill that back in, and let's try extracting again. Nah, I mean, I'm not sure if we're gonna use that pin, so... let's clean that up. What else here is kind of clogged up? I don't think anything else here is actually that badly clogged up. Yeah, we're probably good. No, we can clean up this one a little bit here. Okay, that's nice and clean. Okay, cool. I think we're cleaned up. Awesome. Okay, can this actually sit up here? No, it's way too heavy. I need to figure out how to fix that. Let's just unplug this to be safe. Let's put you by the hot goon gun. Okay. Let's get back to this shit. Okay, so blue for buttons, and we have 3 buttons. And we'll just have them go into 42, 41, and 40. Are there special pins that we need to... okay, that tool is a Hakko, I think FR301? Yes. So we need to go drop the link in the chat. It is a very, very high quality desoldering gun, and I did not buy it for this price. There's actually a hack that you can do with it for like super duper cheap. FR301 Japanese. So you can buy this, you can buy the Japanese version of it for basically half the price on eBay. And then there's like a... here it is. Perfect, yeah. There's a way to convert the Japanese version to something that runs on American circuits. I just assumed you were in America. I don't know if you actually are. And I don't know if this will work for other regions, but at least for the US versus Japan, apparently there's just like something super duper simple that you just need to like bridge or short or remove. Yeah, okay, in that case, I don't know if there's anything like this that'll work for the European plugs. I did visit Germany, was it 2 months ago? It was great. I went for the Christmas markets. I was actually on the River Main. We went from, what was it, Nuremberg was the end. We started in Frankfurt, and just went along the River Main, and stopped by all these little cute Christmas markets at this little small and super old medieval towns along the way, climbed like a castle and some other stuff too, and then ended at Frankfurt, which I heard is one of the most famous Christmas markets. Or has one of the most famous Christmas markets. But yeah, and I collected a bunch of mugs, so that was very, very fun. Yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, I don't know if this trick will work for for European plugs, but that's what I did. Okay, let's solder these buttons up. So we've got 3 buttons. And doop, 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 doop. Alright, so let's see, that's gonna be here and here. And we need to put in the other 3. It's only going across diagonally, like, or I guess the other way, like just 2 pins width, so that's not too messy. I guess we need to make sure that the pins that the potentiometers go into ADCs, but I think that this is like a modern enough board that like almost every pin should be an ADC pin. Well, we'll check on the pin out. This is too bright, I need to turn that off. Okay. Yeah, there you go, we have 3 pins here, 3 pins here. Let's fold them over so that they don't slip loose while we try soldering them. Oh, I realized... Okay, cool. Let's turn the light up, actually. And... yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I think we can just tack those down and then fold them again, and then, connect them. Alright. It's 1. Nope, that is not 1. Now that is 1, 2, 3. Forgot to turn this back on. 1, 2, 3. I mean, honestly, I don't even think I need the light on this anymore because, like, I have... Oh, I forgot I already have a switch on that. Okay. Never mind. I thought I was gonna have to, like, snip some stuff and, like, do stuff just kind of loose cannon, but no. I don't need to. So I'm just trim this a little. May have been a little overzealous on that one. That's okay. Yeah, I think I did shorten that a little too short, but we can make it work. Okay. And then these ones. Come on, let's see the safety splint. Alright, let's bridge those. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think that's connected. Okay. Boop. Alright. Let's just re-examine that. And those look good to me. Okay. What next? We got the 2 potentiometers, so we gotta make sure those, actually go into, like, ADC-friendly pins. ADC. These are... Okay, so everything on this side is ADC-friendly, but it looks like everything on this side is not. So you have to cross that over, I guess. That's not the worst. Oh, well, 1 and 2 and 20 and 19 are ADC. Are we using those ones yet? We're not using 20 and 19, so let's go use those ones, I guess. I forgot the color scheme I said that we're going to use for the potentiometers. Potentiometer knob style. Does it actually correspond to like any color names or nah? Screw it, we'll just use yellow. Okay. So these ones need to go to here, so they don't need to be that long. They're the same length. Wow, somehow very close to the same length. Okay, I'll accept that. Alright. So we want those to be there and there. And they should go into 19 and 20, I think. Let me look that up. 19 and 20. Yes, that is ADC 2, 9, and 8. Okay. So let's cross it over. And 20. So the reason it matters for those unfamiliar with potentiometers is that potentiometers give an analog reading, and not every pin can read analog. Some of them only read digital on and off, but can't tell how much voltage is going into a thing. So that's why we need the ADC for that, because ADCs can tell us what the voltage is going into a pin, but not every pin has an ADC connection on it. I think that the more modern dev boards are starting to have it so that every pin is ADC friendly, but then again, the ESP32S3 came out like what? Not too long ago, like maybe 3 or so years ago, and it does not have all ADC pins, so I feel like it's definitely a higher proportion than you'd see from like your typical like really old Arduino though. Let's flex this up a little. Alright. Feeling that this soldering tip is not that good anymore because it doesn't want to work nicely at the tip. It wants to work at like a few millimeters from the tip. That's not very poggers. Okay, let's snip that, and bridge that. Okay. I think that's shorting. Okay. Alright. That looks good to me. Okay. And then I think the last ones are just the SDA and SCL from for the screen, which, oh my gosh, I completely forgot I haven't even taken that, let's take that off first. Screen protector from the screen. Forgot to do that. Well, actually first, let's check on the knobs. Make sure that the knobs actually fit. If not, we can start the reprint. Okay, so let's scroll those all the way back, and let's see. How much do they turn? So it starts there. You start, like, I think there's, like, maybe 45-ish degrees or so that, is, like, kind of dead space. Let's try having it here-ish. Okay, yeah, that's a little more. You know, let's actually drill it out a little with, no, let's not drill it out. Let's just wiggle it on. Or maybe we can drill it out just partially. I'm kind of nervous about that, just because I don't want to like totally ruin it, but let's see, what's the best option? I mean, we could drill it and then put a bit of glue in, and then yeah, let's just do that. And let's make sure that let's warm up the hot glue gun a little. Actually, do you have a reamer? Reamer would probably be better for this. Are you 6mm reamer? No, you're 1/4 inch. I didn't know I had those in there. Okay. What other reamers? Where are you? You're 6mm. Put you on slow mode. I don't really trust that. Where's some pliers? Or maybe vice grips. Let's do a vice grip. Okay. So yeah, reamer is kind of like a drill bit, but nicer for like cleaning out holes without making them like too big. Okay, yeah, it's a little too big, but we can just put some glue. Not really an issue. If anything, it's actually like, I know, it's not a problem. Okay, cool. Got some gunk out of there. Let's do it for this one too. That's a lot of gunk. I mean, we could just clean it out a bit with a slightly smaller one, I guess. But maybe this like kind of defeats the point of using a reamer. It's okay. Nice thing about the reamer though is it doesn't want to dig in, it just wants to smooth out and enlarge in a hole. So it's in many ways cleaner than using a drill bit. Okay, let's dust that out. Bit of air. Oop, that flew off. Oh no. Something like crack on this or something? Oh no, it did. I dropped it a bit ago and looks like it doesn't want to stay on. Oh well. I'll figure that out. I'm gonna probably just reprint a thing or whatever, but okay. So let's get back to this. Gunk that up a little bit. Oh, wait. And not put that on at the right angle that I wanted to do it at. Okay, let's try again. This, yeah, I think that's pretty okay. Yeah, that seems good to me. And then let's do this one. Try to match up that angle. Okay. Wow, can actually slip in further. Okay. I'm like overdoing it. Oh, heck. That actually went in like too far. It's kind of weird. Need to lever it off. Because the problem is that I accidentally glued it to like the nut. Oh no. Is this a problem? Will it snap back in? Yes, it will. I didn't know that could happen, but apparently that's failure mode. Okay, let's just see what happens here. If we need to replace that, which this is probably one of the worst things to actually have to replace because of how weird I wired everything in, but it's okay. Okay. Well, let's see if you can slip back into where you're supposed to be. It's not even, but this is a prototype. So I will use that excuse that it's a prototype. Okay, let's get the last two things wired up and then we can start programming stuff. Okay, so SDA is 8 and SCL is 9. I forgot how strict it has to be on that. Let's actually do some like different colors also. So not just white. Let's do another color also. I guess the other one's gonna be green then. Wherever it is. Ah, it's back here. Okay. So we have to get from here to the other side again. For 8 and 9. Now that we have most of this, like, in there, we can just kind of, unplug it now. Okay. Whoop. Make it probably just bend around like that. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. Another sip. Alright, white. And green. Yeah, let's have white go with pink, I guess. Because it's a super duper pale pink. Okay. Let's fold this over. Completely random thought. I was just thinking of music stuff, and I just realized that, like, mentally, I think I got, like, what's it called? I think I got Young Lean and Igloo Ghost, like, confused for a few minutes. I know, completely random. That was a non sequitur, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't really think of what they have in common other than, like, both being, like, European white boys in, like, fairly experimental-ish genres that, like, are Zoomers, I guess. I mean, is Young Lean a Zoomer? I don't actually know. Pretty sure Igloo Ghost is a Zoomer, though. Okay, let's pinch those and let's bridge them now. Okay. Boop. Solder those. And then let's see. Okay, so if we take this, and if I find my reference screen thing, that means the outer side is, okay, so inner is SCL, outer is SCA. I'm just going to take the notes live. So inner is SCL, outer is SDA. And the way I have it wired up, inner is yellow, I think. Yellow, SCL, which means outer is pink, is SDA. And then let me just confirm it when I plug things in. White is pink and yellow is green. So if white is, if yellow is green, then that means inner is yellow to green, SCL, and SCL should be port 9, and outer is pink, which goes to white, which goes to SDA, which should be pin 8. Okay, so let's go route those then. Okay, white to 8. And green to 9. Just make sure that actually lines up. Yes. Oh. Oh, heck. Okay. 8, and let's fold it down. And then 9. Which we need to reassign the pump pin to 46 instead of 9. Okay, we are folded in. And then after this, I believe we can start programming. Okay. I don't even know if there's a pad here anymore to even tack it onto. I don't even think there is. Okay, we can trim that. And then here we can bend that over, trim a little, and then connect that. Okay, cool. Sweet. We should be able now to program stuff now. And we don't need to connect it to the rest of the stuff. We can just connect only the interface and get some debug logs out and stuff. So yeah, let's go do that. I'm gonna show how it's connected first, and then we're gonna go switch over to my computer screen. Let's make sure that I have that plugged in. I do have that plugged in. Okay, cool. So we're connecting the whole interface bundle to here, as we just connected that. And then this is power, but we don't actually get 5 volts out when we do that, so because we don't need to power the pump or any LEDs or whatever, we'll just hook this up to here. And then we can start programming. So let's do that. And thankfully, I can just lean back in my chair now. Let me go wash my hands first. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, I'm back. And I don't know why my right foot tracker died a bit ago. So let's turn that back on. Woo! Okay. Resting for just a little bit. Okay. So we need to get the screen library. And we don't need libraries for buttons or the, whatever it's called. Potentiometers. Sea Lion. Okay, SSD. What was the number of this anyway? It was like 1306, I think? Yeah, okay, SSD 1306. Library. Let's just do the good old Adafruit one. Let's also define some pins. Okay. Oh, we also need to change this to, I think, 46? Are you 46 now? I believe it was 46 we had to change it to. Yeah, 46. Okay. So... interface config. Define screen SDA. And I'm gonna fill those values in later. I just want to write these down now. Screen STL. Define pot top pin. Let's actually put pin in front of all these. Define pot bottom pin. Define button blue pin. Define button white pin. And define button black pin. Okay, so where do these go? Okay, so SCL for the screen is 9. SDA for the screen was 8. Potentiometers went 19 and 20. So let me just trace it. Okay, so the top one is orange. And orange went to 19, and the bottom one is green, and that one went to 20. So orange 19, orange 19, orange 19 top, orange 19 top. Okay. And then the buttons. Buttons went blue, white, purple. I mean, it's a black button, but I use purple because it's a really dark color for this purple. And those went 39, 40, and 41, I think. Or no, I think they went 40, 41, 42. Yeah, they went 40, 41, 42. Okay. So let's get a platform IO. Let's add that library. And let's find the examples for that. We're using that. How is I2C pronounced? I'm pretty sure it's I squared C. Yeah, it's I squared C. Okay. Alright. So let me go look at this example code. Let's include all of those, I guess. And let's just do PO run. And that should download our libraries for us and stuff. Not like that. Why did it not like that? Adafruit SSD 1. Why did it not like that? Trying to remember if this is one of those cases where I just had to like download the library locally and just import it. Although, let me actually look up what the Amazon listing for this was. My face is gonna be dead for now, because I'm using my phone, which is also using my screen. Not my screen, I'm using my phone for both tracking and for this stuff, I guess. So what library do you use? Library, 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 library. Oh yeah. It uses the Adafruit one. Okay, let's just download the Adafruit one locally. Releases. Copy you into there. copy all of that. Probably don't need it all, but I don't think it hurts if we have it all. Alright, and then we just need SPI and wire. Platform, IO, libdeps, SPI and wire. What if I just type in SPI and wire? Will that work or not? I don't think I like that. Okay, well... Might be Arduino instead of wire, or instead of Adafruit. Form IO SPI. We're using Arduino framework. Let's try reloading just in case. I thought that SPI would be built in. Well, it does see wire and SPI, but... Okay, so it can't see that, so why is it not happy about that then? Maybe we don't want those. Let's see what happens here. Not happy. Okay, so why does it not like that? Are we just missing a font? I wonder if there's like a CPP file that we need with that also. It's not happy. Okay, platform IO. SSD 13. Oh, something, whatever that was. Was it 1306? Yeah. Alright, io.ini libdeps. Forgot how I did this. Okay, let me go look for like a project that I know had a valid thingy for that. Documents. Shit. Okay, what if we just do that and just delete all of those? Okay. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I really like it when people tune in and stuff and comment on what I'm doing. So yeah, hope to see you again. Whee! Yeah, and it is Germany time, so that's like, what, 5 a.m. or something there? Time in Germany. 4 a.m. I was close. One hour off. Yeah, I know it's broken right now. Whoa, why is it super broken though? Huh. That's wacky. Oh, you know, I think my head turned off. Wow, my head tracking turned off. That's why everything's busted. Oh, battery's almost dead on that. Okay, let me go get like a cable for that then. Cable. Yeah, I think I plugged in the wrong thing when I was charging stuff. But now it's charging, so it should be working now. Okay, cool. Oh, that compiled. Okay, I'll take it. Let's reload the project. Did that compile? I think it did. Yeah, it did. Cool. Okay, we can get started. Okay. Adafruit SSD 1306 example. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see, screen width. And that means you set the screen address to like something weird for this particular thingy. It needs whatever C. Okay. Initialize screen. Interface. Void initialize interface. Okay. So we're set up. Let's have it do the screen first. Okay, so initialize screen. We never define the screen. Okay. Don't know what the initial display contents will be, so we'll see what this actually does. And I need to go pee again. I just peed. Huh. That's weird. I'm not happy about that. Let's try uploading again. Connecting. Am I actually gonna write it? I was looking at COM port 4 instead of like something else. Did I plug something in recently? Because that is COM port 16 that we wanted to upload to. Set COM port in platform IO. Oh, we can do it here. Let's say it's COM 16. That's what it was in the past. find a port there. Okay. Something else trying to take it right now. And we are connected to the correct port. Device manager. Okay, let's unplug and see what changes in here. If 4 disappears... What? We don't even see it. Do we get a new device here? I am connected to the correct cable, right? I am, so why is it not recognizing a device? Okay, let's try... A bunch of stuff just unplugged. Okay, let's try closing Bamboo Studio, because I know that can interfere sometimes. Once again, my mocap is going nuts. My mocap's going really nuts. Okay. Very unhappy, mocap. Let's actually close out the mocap stuff and relaunch it. Gonna be annoyed if this is gonna require a restart, but if it does, then I guess I'm gonna have to end the stream, but hopefully not yet. Okay, let's see. Let's turn the app back on. And press button. Why does it not want to work at the same time it's charging when that normally works? Queen. Okay. Now let's try charging at the same time that we're using this. Okay, I'm back. Alright, device manager. What if we, like... do that? Still not seeing any changes, though. That's annoying. Let's try a different USB port. Alright, what can I unplug out of this big-ass hub? What are you? You are Oculus Link cable. I don't need you right now. Okay, let's try you. What does the Arduino ID say? I normally do not like the Arduino ID, but it is okay for debugging certain things. Let's do port 4. So we're not getting, like, any device changes whenever I plug and unplug this in. Let's try flipping the cable, and let's... maybe a last-ditch effort. Let's try a different cable, also. But I'm not hearing anything change, so... I don't know. Oh, wait. I also forgot to switch to avatar view. There we go. Now I'm popping up on the corner of the screen. Okay. Because, I mean, obviously the thing is running because we're hearing the beepy beeps. So it's not like there's, like, some short that's, like, killing it from actually running. Forgot what the order was for holding these down. Oh. Why are we using pin 46? That could be it. How about let's not use pin 46 then? That could actually be what's going on. Okay, pin 46, pin 46, pin 46. And let's disconnect you. That means the pump's not going to work for now. We'll just connect it to some other pin. But what are you doing? hearing any doo-doops from Windows either. That's normally a sign of when things are not working or are working. Okay, I have a feeling this is something that's gonna require me to restart and to check out other stuff, and is probably boring to watch. So, I think I'm gonna end the stream here, plus I need to lay down because I'm not feeling great again. But yeah, what did we do today? We got the interface wired up for the thingy. Now we're just trying to actually get the interface to work. And if it works, then that's gonna be nice and good, and we can actually start changing parameters on this. But yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go log off from the stream and continue working on this offline. But right now, it's not very fun to watch me try to debug why it's not even programming in the first place. But, yeah. Alright. Wow. Woo! Alright, well... Wow, my feet are like... I took my Crocs off to have my mocap trackers off. Okay, now it works. Alright, well... I'm gonna go log off. See y'all later. Take care, goobers. Bye-bye.